Good morning, afternoon and evening, my crazies. My name's Angela and I'm the crazy poppy lady, and yes, yet again, technical issues, but this time it was with me. I can't remember which buttons to press. Welcoming Julie. She says, hello hun, I'm going to go and make a coffee while you get your act together. Gosh, she knows me just too well. Far too well. So Julie, has that kettle brewed in the time it took me to try and get this stream going live? Oh, what was it? It took me, what, 8 minutes? I'm so sorry about that, gang. Oh, nightmare. But hey, I'm here now. So fingers crossed we get some other crazies come in and Julie manages to finish making her cuppa. And anyway, Jules, what are you doing drinking coffee this time of night? Please tell me it's decaf, otherwise you'll be buzzing all night. More than me. Welcome in, Sandra. Good afternoon. She's saying good afternoon, everybody. So whereabouts are you, Sandra? Because UK is now 7 o'clock in the evening. I'm still trying to get to grips with where everybody is. I know where I know where Julie lives. Linda, welcome in, my darling. She's saying hello, everybody from Maine. Oh. So what are you guys up to today? What are you working on? What you're drinking? The normal questions. And what are we going to talk about today? Welcome in, and Natalie. She's saying hello all. She can't stay long as she's got to head out for a doctor's appointment. Hopefully it's just a regular general checkup, or you're getting one of them. Oh, sorry, one of them. Right, so Sandra is in St. Vincent and the Grenadines in the Caribbean. Oh, spoilt. Sorry, I didn't finish all of that. I just saw Caribbean and that was it. Ooh, lovely. Haven't been there yet. Not yet. One day, maybe. Good evening, Susan, and welcome in, darling. Right, so to our new ones in. What are you drinking and what are you making? I'm taking a bit of a break. Today's been one of them days again. I've been working on this, the cowl that I'm going to be releasing next week. Not next week, sorry, and next month. It's an August one, gang. It's for August. And I'm up to row 15. And I can show you it without spoiling any of the pattern at all, really. And I'll show you it a little bit later because that is the reason for the title today, which is to rip or not to rip. That's the question. I'll explain it in a bit once we've got a few more girls and lads in. Where are we? So Linda is doing a 6-day kid blanket, but she's doubled the size. So does that mean it's a 12-day kid blanket, Linda? I haven't come across that pattern, but then saying that, I haven't been nosing around for patterns recently. Oh, good, Nat. Nat's already had her jabs. She's going in for some blood works. They checking you got something. When I go in, they sort of tap on my head to see if they can hear me brain wibble wobble. Oh. Yeah, so today I was recording the first 15 odd rows of that blanket, and then I've had to put it down because it's to rip or not to rip. And then I'm going to be, sorry, not going to be, and then I was putting together this week's poppies, sewing on the brooch backs and sewing in the ends. Needless to say, that's another 400 plus ends I've sewn in today. I hate sewing. Right, so Linda is drinking iced tea and she's making glazed carrots. Iced tea, making glazed carrots, nice combo. Heck, it depends on what else you're shoving on the plate later, but glazed carrots sound really, really nice. But then saying that, everything does, and I've just eaten, so I shouldn't be feeling hungry anymore. Julie says, hi all, she's had her coffee now. She drinks it all the time and it doesn't affect her sleep. To be honest, with me, unless if I drink coffee later on in the evening, it actually sends me to sleep. So if I'm having a proper I can't get to sleep moment, I'll have a cup of coffee and I'm out with the fairies within about 20 minutes. Welcome in Jules. So she's saying evening to everybody. Sorry, I've just got to jump and get some information. I've just realised I've been a bit of a twit today. I've left something in your view that I don't think I was meant to. So I'm going to have to quickly nab that. We'll just deny all knowledge of it, okay? Deny all knowledge until the creator of the pattern comes in and says it's okay for me to show it. Oops. Sorry about that, gang. Right, so Julie is saying hello to Jules. Yarn Joy Podcast, welcome in, darling. She's saying hello to everybody, and Linda's saying the only thing she doesn't like on the blanket is the holes it leaves on the sides of the blanket. Have you? I haven't seen the pattern, so I'm not 100% on what the pattern looks like. Is that before you've added a border or after, Linda? Because sometimes when you add in a border, you can normally sort of fix that issue a little bit. Shh, Jules, don't grass me up, woman. Shh. That is my latest test project. I put it on there earlier to take some photos and completely forgot to take it down. I meant to do it before I came on my live, but my dinner turned up sort of 10 minutes beforehand. So as I'm working with one hand, I'm scoffing with the other. Julie's saying 411. Very much so. So I'm going to leave it as it is because it's not on camera anymore. So you're just going to have to miss out on seeing what else is on the dummy, but it's the butterfly, not the butterfly top, but the one that's been in the background for quite a while now. I'm looking forward to actually changing it to something else for a little bit. And I've got 3 projects I can do that with. I'm just waiting for the patterns to go live. So that when I show it, if you guys fall in love with it, you can automatically go and get that pattern rather than having to wait a couple of weeks for it. Stop it, Julie. You're going to get me in so much trouble. Hi, Sabrina. Welcome in, darling. She's saying, hello, Ange. I'm almost about to have my dinner, but I'm around. You normally are either cooking or scoffing at this point in time. Don't worry about it, Sabrina. You can chat when you're finished. We'll hold out for a little bit because we've only been on for just over 8 minutes, so I'm not going to be running any sort of pattern comps yet. We'll probably do one a little bit later on. So at the moment it's saying I've got 6 views. I'm sure there's more of you than that in chat. Can you guys all do me a favour and hit the thumbs up, please, so it hopefully will notify a couple of our other crazies that I'm on and that it's working for once. Right, so Linda is working on a free pattern by Betty McKnight. Just Google the 6-Day Kid blanket if any of you are interested. I will do that when I revisit my chat later and have a reread through. Oh, Julie's in a cantankerous mood this evening. I can tell. She's giggling at me. And also she's saying hello to Sabrina. Oh dear. Right, so Jules, Sabrina's wondering how are you doing, darling? I know the basics because I messaged her earlier on in the week to find out how she was going. But while she's getting back to you, Sabrina, I'll tell you about a funny story. Well, not a funny story, but something daft that happened today. As you know, sometimes when I'm sitting here, I'm not always looking at the camera. My eyes will be flitting and picking out different bits and pieces in the room to either talk about or just to stare at for a few moments. And of course, you know that I was running out of questions to ask you on last week's on last week's lives, because the cards I'd moved from upstairs when I moved the room round. And I'd said to you, oh, the box is in the cupboard behind the table, and I've just got to move a few things. Well, actually, what I have to move is about 20 little boxes with items that have been made that I've just boxed. A bit, and then two big boxes of yarn. One's got the leftovers from what's in this cube down here, and the other one is a poppy yarn and the other bits and pieces needed for the poppy brooches. Right, so I've got under the table today. I've pulled all of the stuff to one side and then promptly, thankfully I'm tall, promptly lifted myself up and moved the dining table with my head and sort of my back and shoulders, and moved it back enough so that I could get into the cupboard that's behind. And there I am fishing around in this cupboard trying to find the box with the cards in for the with the questions on that I ask you, and it wasn't there. So I'd moved all of the table by this point. I've moved everything out just to check it wasn't in one of the other cupboards on this cabinet that we've got, because we've got like a Welsh dresser, so it's got 3 doors all open in different directions. So after that, I realised it isn't in there. So I put everything back, closed it all up, moved the table back again, and put all the yarny goodness back under the table. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? It was over in that corner on the top of the glass cabinet that we've got, sitting up there. So then I've had to move some dining chairs out of the way, because I've stacked my dining chairs so I can get in and out of the room. So moved the chairs out of the way so then I could get in with my monkey arms and grab the box from the top. So luckily, we now have some new questions. And I've pulled out 20 out of the box before putting it back, so that should keep us going for the month. Right, so let's get back to what you guys are all saying. Right, Jules B is making a crochet cactus. It's to hide amongst hubby's collection of cacti. Oh my gosh, that would look like a really cool picture. Place spot the crochet. As Sabrina is all tell us, I have. So sorry, I said that. I read it after, didn't I? So right, Jules. My granddad used to collect cacti. Well, he didn't actually, but he was the one that ended up looking after them. He had 2 greenhouses with them stacked in, because him and my grandmother were married a very, very long time. I think they got married when they were in their late teens, and every year, for every celebration, whether it be a birthday, Christmas, an Easter, anniversary, whatever, my grandfather used to buy my grandmother a cacti. And every year she would accept the cacti and look at him, smile and say, well, you can take the old one and pop it outside now. Sort of outside with the rest of the collection. And my granddad would say, okay darling, and off he'd plod with the one that had been on display at that point in time, and he'd take it down and he'd set it up and everything would be like, everything was lovely, and he'd come back in and she'd be sitting there, and while she was away she'd be scouring, but she would never say anything. And I found out while my nan was actually in hospital, I was looking after my granddad, and he had Alzheimer's, and he was having a good day. And on this good day, he knew who I was, and I said to him, all of those cacti that are down in the greenhouse, Grandad, what are you going to do with them? He says, well, I'm looking after them for your gran. She loves them. She thinks they're lovely, he says. But she doesn't like looking after them, so they end up dying. So I buy them for her, and then I look after them for her. And I'm like, right, okay. But as he's saying it, this grin is appearing on his face. Big, big grin. He had this cheeky twinkle in his eye, as some grandparents do get. And he had this cheeky twinkle in his eye where you knew he wasn't quite telling the truth. So I said to him, I'm calling you out, Grandad. I said, you've got that twinkle in your eye and you're grinning like a Cheshire cat. He says, yes. He goes, I buy them for your grandmother. He goes, because they're as prickly and as annoying as she is. And then he laughed. He went, And she knows that that's the real reason I buy them, because I know she hates them too. And I was just like, you cheeky old boy. But it was a funny story that even like we lost him over 20 years ago now, and it's a story that still pops up in my head every now and then. So it's a really lovely memory to have of him. Right, so let's pop back to your chats. Hi Christine, welcome in, darling. She's saying hello to me and to everybody. Jules is functioning, but she's still not 100% yet. Take you a little bit longer, Jules. Don't panic. Yeah, and Sabrina's agreeing with me. She's saying, oh, Jules, I hope you'll be 100% very soon. Hi, Whisper. Welcome in, darling. She's saying hi to everybody. Jules is giggling at my granddad's story. And Julie is saying, thank you, Sabrina. Oh, this is going to get confusing again. We got the Julie and the Jules, haven't we? Right, a Whisper, I have a confession. You know, I took some photographs last night and sent them over to you. I'd left the item on my dummy, so on Dory, so it was up at the beginning of the live. I can't remember when you were saying the second pattern you sent me was going to be released, so I hadn't. So I haven't mentioned it. I've just moved Dory down. If you want me to show it off, I'm happy to, and I'm happy to tell them about everybody about the project, but I was waiting until I knew that the pattern was live. Hey, Fiberfox Studios, welcome in, Courtney. Courtney's saying that story is so cute, I'm never going to look at a cactus the same now. To be honest, I can't either. I've got two upstairs. The kids actually bought them for me once I told them the story about my grandfather. They went out for Mother's Day and brought me two cacti and looked at me, grinned and went, it's something you can't kill. Because they know I'm rubbish at keeping plants. So they're actually up in the bathroom, which means that they will naturally pick up the water vapour from when everybody's having a shower. What pattern? Okay, I'll show off pattern 2 in a moment for you, Whisper. Could you pop in the chat when that you plan to release the pattern, darling? Right, Fiberfox Studios is saying hello to. Sorry, Courtney is saying hello to everybody. That's our Courtney at Fiberfox Studios. Right, so Whisper says show off the pattern. Linda's saying hi Fiber, and Fiberfox, our Courtney, is saying hey go. And then everybody's starting to say hello to everybody else again. Right, now I've got to get the details up. Right, I am so happy I sent you that photo. There it is. Because I sent you that photo, it means I can just open the photo up and read it all off it. I am that cheeky because my brain is like a sieve, isn't it, everyone? Right, so this pattern here is a soon to be released, and it's already falling off. I'm not the best at staging this, you know. There we go. Right, so this one is the Falling Leaves Full Shawl, and the pattern is by a Whisper Crochet. Now I've done a test for her, and this is my test. Now this one is absolutely massive. It definitely covers my bum, Whisper. I sent Whisper a picture of me with my back to the camera, and my husband took the photograph, and I was holding it out as some of us do, sort of at arm length. I'm just gonna pop it down a millisecond. At arm's length, and when I looked at the picture, it looked like I was a size 6 and about 4 foot nothing, because the shawl is that big. It comes down so long. And I used 2 of the papaya cakes, which is also the same as a Mandela cakes, because they come out of the same factory. But what I'll do, Whisper, is I will tell everybody a bit more about it. Oh, it has been released. Okay, Oh, that's bonus. Okay, then I can bring it in closer now and show everybody properly. Right. And hidden under here, Fibre Fox, is the top that I've had on Dory for quite a while now. That's your pattern. Hold up. Right, so I'm just waiting for the camera to catch up and everything to catch up. Beautiful, thank you very much, Whisper. I will stick that in the description box once the video is finished. Right, and yes, I did muck up a little bit at the start, so I've got a little bit of a ribbed at the beginning of mine. Right, so let me see if I can remember this. It's a 20-something row repeat, but your main section of the repeat is this, and then you have a gorgeous section of double crochet where you just go backwards, up and down, and then you get to repeat this pattern again, and you keep going until it is the length that you want. Basically, it is a really lovely, a really easy pattern, and once you get it into your head. And the thing is, I'm sitting here with looking at it on Dory once I'd wrapped it like this, and I'm thinking, oh, that would make a beautiful dress. But my butt's too big to squidge it round and tie it at the back. But yeah, I absolutely loved working this one. I have had to do a bit of colour work on it. Oh, right, it's going up there before I drop it. Yeah, it's got to some colour controlling on it because I was getting half rows, and I hate half row colour changes. I'm okay if it's like 1 or 2 stitches at the end of the row, but not an entire half a row. And Courtney, oh, I'm flashing your top, honey. Oh. Alright, will you just stay up on the shelf, Dory? There we go. Yeah. I think I need some pegs on that. Definitely need some pegs on it. Right, so yes, that is the Falling Leaves shawl, and that is by our cheeky Whisper STI. And as I said, that took me 2 cakes, and I used a 5mm hook on it. I've decided I'm going to start going up in hook sizes on some items, otherwise they take forever. Alright, so let's just quickly have a nose. Where did we get to? There we go. So yep, just reading through now. There's the details and the link. Thank you very much, Whisper. Julie says she loves the colour combo and the size. I must admit, I loved the way it worked out. I've been holding on to those cakes for over a year. They were ones I didn't buy out of a mystery pack. I'd actually ordered them for something, and I'm like, I'm going to make a top, I'm going to make a top. And then when I made my first sort of jumper, I realised I was going to need a lot more than just the 2 cakes to cover my tush. So they were sitting up there waiting for something, waiting for a pattern to come in that needed 2 cakes. And that was the one I chose. Linda's saying she loves larger shawls. To be honest, Linda, that is only 2 and a bit repeats of the pattern. You could do 3, 4, end up with half like a bedspread type size. It is really big, and I can wrap it round quite nicely already. I had to stop because I didn't have enough yarn to carry on the rows. I think I've got about 10 or 15 grams left, but that's all different colours and bits of, and I can't be doing with a mismatched row, gang. Can't do it. Yeah, oh, lovely. Thank you, Courtney. Yeah, Courtney's saying the colourway is Genie. It's also called Genie with the papaya yarn as well, darling. But yeah, they're both, the papaya and the Mandela are both the same. It's just in the UK, if you can get your hands on the papaya, it actually works out cheaper, a lot cheaper per cake. I think it's around £7 now, whereas the Mandela you're looking at 11. Flipping ridiculous, it really is. Jules has just bought the pattern. Yay, first sale off of something that I've shown. I'm quite chuffed with that. Courtney says it is gorgeous too. Thank you, darling. Right. So Whisper's saying thank you. It will be there for probably the next week or so, Whisper. I might stick a little sign on it or something. Because that's what I've had to start doing is putting little discs or cute little things onto items that I'm making that are not my own pattern. Because by doing it that way, it means that when someone says, "Oh, what's that?" rather than me going blah, 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 like I do, I can just sort of lean over and take a sneaky peek. Right, so where are we? Julie is saying, nice one, Whisper. It is a lovely pattern. It is. It's an absolutely stunning pattern. It looks brilliant. And as I said, really nice and easy to work up. It's one of these, I start them, don't I, Whisper, and I'm like, oh, what am I doing? And then I'm like, hold on a minute. Get your brain in gear, Ange, and you're fine. Right, Whisper, I have been making the more relaxing 2 crochet patterns. Yeah, it definitely is. Definitely is. Linda, I am slightly lost on that one. Where are we? Good, will cover my ski jump. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, you just need all that yarn. And to be honest, with the way that the pattern is written for the repeats and everything else, if you decided to use your own combination of colours, it's really easy to work out where in the pattern you would change the colour to give the best effect as well. With that yarn, it's sort of blended from one to the other, which is why it looks like that. So I think in the grey section there's actually about 6 different shades of grey, not the 3 on display. Julie says she would need it to be big because she is tall. You're about the same height as me, aren't you, Jules? About 5'8", if I remember rightly. Oh. Okay, so from this point on, if I know someone's tall, I need to point them in Whisper's direction. Right, Whisper, get on with jumpers, woman. Where are we? So Jules is saying that she needs it big because she is tall. Whisper is saying that she's the same. She is a 5'11" and she doesn't like how the dinky small shawls look on her. They end up looking like unwound cows, don't they? Yeah, it definitely is. I was a bit cheeky once I'd done the first section of repeats, and I realised what the pattern was. I actually just wrote the stitches I needed for each row and numbered them so I knew which order they went in, rather than reverting backwards and forwards to the pattern every at the end of each row and trying to work out where I am, because of course my short-term memory is a nightmare. So I wrote the stitch down for each row, and then just put a tick at the end every time I'd done it, so I knew exactly what row I was meant to be working on. So, Courtney, are you still with us, babe? And if so, are you going to be doing another piece of clothing for us this year? Desperately need another bit, because I can't start on any of them blankets that you do until I finish my blankets. No, until probably the winter time when it's a bit cooler here. And then I'm determined I will get at least one of your blankets done. So Julie's saying no, she was 5'10.5", but she's shrunk an inch with age. I must admit, I still say I'm 5'8", but I'm more like 5'7" now. And with the slip discs, I'm probably 5'6". No, I'm not quite that low yet. Not there yet, but I am shrinking as well. If it keeps going this way, I'll be pretty chuffed, because it means that I can go into the kids section of clothing and start, especially if I can go shrink that way as well as that way. Right, and Linda's just popping off for a second. She's saying she'll be right back. So we've got 14 of you in at the moment. How sweet. So to any newbie, anyone that's just come in, if you can hit that thumbs up, that'll help us notify a couple of other people that the crazy is on this evening. That would be absolutely brilliant. I think you've probably all done it anyway. Right, so what else? Oh yes, the good old question, to rip or not to rip. Right, I'm gonna, what are we on now? Yeah, 30 minutes, we're about right, aren't we? Right, so as I said to you earlier on, was it on Sunday? I'm starting on this month, or this coming month's cow. And here it is. Rows 1 to 15. Oh god, it's going everywhere. Right, rows 1 to 15. Now my problem is to rip or not to rip. There is nothing wrong with the pattern. There is nothing wrong with the box counts. My problem is that the black I'm using is a bit thinner than the rest of the yarns. So I've got a cheeky trick that I normally use, which I'll tell you about in the video, because I have on row 10. But my problem is I've been doing the cheeky trick in this middle section here, and so it is now the same size. These boxes are now the same size as the rest, apart from the edge. The edge is the original, a normal size for this black yarn, and it's starting to pull the work. So should I rip it? Because I'll tell you what, if I get too far and it ends up bunching and going round, I'm going to get really irate. So what do you think? To rip it or not to rip it? Welcome in, Avita. And sorry if I've said your name wrong, honey. I'm trying. Very trying. So she's... Avita is saying, hi, Angela and all Yarny chat friends. Linda's back. Julie's saying hi. Linda's saying hi. Courtney, you know you love me. You know I love you. If you need a tester, babe, give me a shout. I've just got to try and work out what yarn would work. That I think is my main problem, isn't it? With working your patterns, is I have to upsize it because of the thin cotton that I have here. Oh, thank you ever so much, Whisper. Whisper has just posted that I'm live on Instagram. Oh, you're an absolute superstar. Julie's saying rip it. That's a vote for a rip. Cool. Just had a thought about that, actually. Oh, sorry, wrong thing. But yeah, yeah, I'm thinking I'm only on row 15, so basically at the end of this evening I can rip it all back, and I'll be back up to where I was, because I can sit on the sofa and not have to worry about stopping and starting. I should be able to get back to that point by this time this evening easily. And then and then from that point on, oh sorry, croakies. From that point on, I'll have to come back in here and start recording it again. Right, so let's have a quick nose. So we've got a Julie for a rip it, a Linda for a rip it. So Whisper's got more crochet people on Instagram than anywhere else. I haven't, although I'm using it, I'm not really using it. It's sort of possibly a post a month or something, or if I've made someone else's pattern, I've started doing that now, so that like the photos that I've sent over to Whisper, I will then put up on Instagram, linking it to Whisper, Whisper's pattern and stuff like that, or at least to her account, just like I did with our cheeky Courtney at Fibre Fox Studios. Oh dear. Right. Yes, Julie, I agree. Me and you are very similar when it comes to things like that. Julie's saying she's a bit and it would drive her mad, so she would definitely rip it. Oh my gosh, Whisper, you've gone a bit doolally, girl. But then saying that, as I said, that shawl took 2, so I'm sort of trying to clear this cubby hole out at the moment, and then I'll be clearing that cubby hole, and possibly some of this cubby hole as well. But that's my plan, is to work my way through, hence why if anyone wants a pattern test, to give me a shout. But where has it gone? Whisperer says she bought 22 skins and cakes of yarn. Did you hit one of the sales at the local stores? I'm trying to think where you are. You're Germany, aren't you? Oh, I'm at a loss. Yeah, you gotta do it every now and then. That's why I'm planning to clear those cubes, is so that I can do a big fat mass order of something from somewhere. I need to get myself me plain colours first, I think. Whisper had no cakes left. Oh, lucky we know that you're talking about yarn. Because otherwise I'd been, no cakes? That's just not right. Laurie, welcome in, darling. She's saying hello, and it's the first time she's catching the live. I hope you enjoy it, darling. We're about 35-ish minutes into it, so there's a couple of little bits that might interest you at the beginning if you wanted to pop back later. Whisper, I don't blame you. Whisper went to an online shop that Reggie promotes, and she used the code for the 10% discount. That is super cool. That's the thing at the moment. I've got an affiliated link with the Secret Yarn Stash, but she can only post out to the UK and all of Ireland because postage costs are just so high that it's not worth her sending it out to any other countries at the moment, because you can get that yarn or similar yarns in those other countries. Right, so where are we? Whisper saying hi to Laurie. Julie's saying, then you are forgiven, Whisper. That is a crisis, very much a crisis. Running out of cakes, no good. Courtney is saying thank you. Oh, she's thanking me with the links on the pics. Courtney, it's your pattern, honey. So of course I'm going to point people in that direction. Hey, if it wasn't for your patterns, I wouldn't have a cool top now, would I? But then on the other hand, I'm sure that if or when you get round to finishing that unicorn, I'm sure that I will get a photograph, and you may even put it up on your Insta and point people back in my direction again. So it's all swings and roundabouts, isn't it? Where are we? Hi, Laurie. Right, so we let me think which way we're going. Right, yeah. Shall we do one of our questions this evening for your chance to win one of the corner to corner winner only patterns? Okay, hold on a minute. Linda's saying, I'm afraid she loves buying yarn. Last week she went to Michael's and bought 30 skins of yarn at 70% off. Paid $3 a skin for Loops and Threads Baby Rainbow, which is a 503 yards or 460 meters. Ooh, that sounds cool. Oh, I was saying, wasn't I, about the Secret Yarn Stash. The link is in, not the link, sorry. It's in the information's in the drop down box, and basically it's an affiliate link. So if you use that link and then go on and purchase yarn through the site, I get a little bit of a kickback. And any of the points that I get through you placing your order, I'm using for the yarn for the poppies for this year. And then now, hopefully, fingers crossed, I will get enough yarn that way so that the channel and Sabrina, wherever she is, my channel crazes and Sabrina will have then all chipped in a way by purchasing through that company. And you get a 10% on your first order as well, so it's really, really good, and the prices are cheaper than Derry Moore's and Wool Warehouse and other big box stores. If it wasn't, I wouldn't have agreed to an affiliate link, because you know me, if we can get it cheaper for the same thing, why not? Where are we? Oh, thank you, Jules. Yes, Jules is saying that the Secret Yarn Stash is so lovely and helpful. She definitely recommends her. Yeah, when I first started contact with her, I just said to her, I'm looking for a replacement for the poppy red. It's Aldi yarn. She went, I haven't got any of that. And I was like, okay, it's the same as this colourway from this make of yarn, from a different make of yarn, and she matched it up beautifully for me. And that's when I started making the poppies and stuff like that. And then of course me and her started chatting, and then I got me off the affiliated link, because she likes to also support charities. She supports an animal charity herself, and then through her doing the affiliated link, she's then supporting the Royal British Legion as well, because she knows that £1.20 for the ball of yarn makes 60 poppies, or 120 quid for the minimum for the Royal British Legion once it's sold. So it's sort of an added bonus for her as well. And then once I finish the challenge this year, then I'll fire her off a load of pictures and photographs and stuff that she can use on the channel, which will help promote the yarn as well. So everyone is jealous of Linda at the moment because of her gorgeous stash of yarn. To be honest, I am really tempted in a year, once things calm down and the plane tickets will hopefully go down in price. I am tempted. I'm keeping a record, keeping a diary of when they have all their big fat sales, and then hopefully I'll be able to second guess it, book a really cheap air flight, come over for the weekend, grab the yarn and come back again. I'll be travelling with 2 pairs of undies, 2 bras, 2 socks, sets of socks, and possibly 2 outfits. That'll be it. It'll be like, that's it. That's all I'm wearing. In, grab the yarn and out again. Oh dear. Right, okay, so where are we? Whisper has picked up 8 yarn cakes, 6 skeins of roving yarn, and 7 skeins for eyelash yarn. Ooh. Linda had another one going on now, but she has no place to put the yarn. Under the bed, on top of the cupboards, in the freezer. And Whisper is saying that those yarns that she picked up are her weaknesses. Linda loves eyelash yarn for hats and scarves. Okay, eyelash. I think I've got some somewhere. Where is it? No, that's fake fur. No, I haven't got any eyelash to hand, so I can't show everybody what you two are chatting about. Guess what I've just had come up? My notification for my live. Only 43 minutes late. So how do you use it as like the border yarn then on hats and scarves, Linda? The eyelash. I don't know. I was about to pull out my back cushion because of course I made that with an eyelash yarn and it's disappeared. Liam's probably had it and buried it in the garden. Oh crikey! How does that hold up for wear and tear, Whisper? Whisper, for her display picture shows a little aragurumi that she crocheted with an eyelash yarn. How does that hold up for, I don't know, for toys and blankets and things? Because I was planning to use this in a blanket at some point, but as I said on last week's live, it was either the live or Sunday, more than likely Sunday. It's rubbish because the fur just pulls out. Oh, this is an eyelash yarn. No, I'm having a dopey moment. There you go. That's what an eyelash yarn looks like. But as I said, with this one, it just comes out. Let's see, gentle tugging. So it's absolutely no good for me to use on baby items or anything. She's made it on. And Linda has used eyelash yarn on some borders, but also on full hats and scarves. Julie, that's super cheeky, but a cool idea. Julie is planning a trip to Turkey when we're allowed to travel. She will go to 1 or 2 spinners there and buy a load direct, and then we'll ship it back to Ireland for her. It's dirt cheap doing it that way. I'm trying to think. Have we got anyone? I don't think I've got anybody in Turkey. Somebody I know outside of YouTubey world. No, I haven't got anyone in Turkey. That's a shame, because we could have had some fun then. Where are we? Whisper made the teddies 2 years ago and it is still perfect. So it's definitely the yarn then, rather than anything else. Linda wants to join you on that holiday, Julie. Would it be a case of doing pickups on the way, do you think? Maybe you'll do like one of them massive camper vans. Have we got anybody that could drive one? They could do pickups all the way along. That would be super cool. We'll stop at so-and-so's house, pick that one up, onto the next one. Then as we come back, we're all sort of packed in nice and tight because of all the yarn that we've had to pack around us so we can get it home. Right, come on then. Let's do this question I promised you, 5-6 minutes ago, easy. Alright, so I'm going to mark the chat. Julie, you're spoiled. You've got a brother there. That's just spoiled. Yeah, we're right. Let me set the question, and then I will carry on chatting in a second. Right. So we are going to do the game again. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a very quick question, and I'm going to pick number 5. That's my standard, isn't it? It's going to be number 5, and whoever gets this will win one of the winner-only patterns that I have to offer. So, of course, we've got May the 4th. We've got a tree in a flower pot, a stitch in time, and the one for this month is Webtastic. Okay, so the names will hopefully, if you don't know what they are, will hopefully lead you in the right way to thinking which one this is. So that is a May the 4th be with you, or May the 4th, a tree in a flower pot, a stitch in time, and Webtastic. Right, so the question is pizza toppings. Put as many answers in the description as you fancy, girls. Just fire them out until we get number 5. Right, I haven't seen any more chat come up yet, so I'll double mark it. There we go. Right, pizza toppings, and name as many as you can think of. And while you're hopefully putting in your answers, I'm going to go back to reading what Whisper just said. She'd said it definitely depends on the brand, how well they hold up. That one I would not make test if it's kids. Well, that's the thing. Whispers is saying that she would make. She would definitely test the yarn out if it was for kids. Now, in the UK now, anything that is made to be sold has to have a CE mark and the UK's new mark, which means that if I want to sell the item, I have to run a batch of tests, and that could be hanging weights off of the plastic eyes, hanging weights off seams, having to check to see if anything rips off, comes apart, if the yarn will withstand, and I also have to burn it to see how. I have to do like a test sausage, so to speak, or make two of the same item and burn it. And like the first one you burn, the second one you wash, then burn it. That's a very layman. I've explained it very layman terms for you, but yeah. So now I'm looking into it, thinking, okay, if I've got to do this with stuffed toys, then and I also need certificates on from labs saying that the yarn that I'm using is up to standard as well. And some of the yarns, like the Aldi yarn, I can't get those certificates for because they use yarn from here, there and everywhere. They don't have a specific maker, or specific, whatever the word is. So that's why you'll notice that this next tutorial that's coming up has got a bit of the So Crafty Aldi yarn in, but I'm actually moving it over to the Pato. Hold on, let me double check. Yeah, the Signet Pato, because I can get the information and the certificates I need to be able to use that yarn, which is quite good, really. It's just a shame because I've got the entire cube of Aldi yarn to shift through. I'm just going to have to use it for blankets or adult items, like adult clothing. Got to be careful how I say things, and otherwise you lot are all going to start giggling at me. Right, what was the answer? That one. Right. So let me see. Have we got anybody yet? Aha, we have. We have a winner. Did I just write stop? Yes. Cool. Right, we do have a winner. So I'm going to scout back up to the top and then work my way down. Now, can you remember what you all wrote? Or are you going to be doing the same as me? Right, the answer is number 5, a pineapple. So there we go. There is the card. Hopefully it will focus in for you. And you're not going to believe it. The very, very first comment out was pineapple. And the winner is Susan. Hold on. I've got it. Crikey. Sorry if I've missed comments. I've just seen that I was on the wrong chat. Oh, pants. Right. Right. That's it. Live chat. Right. Let's go all the way back up. Oh, that's all right. Whew, safe. Right. The winner is Susan Marsh. Congratulations, darling. And that really nearly gave me a heart attack. Right. So Susan, would you like to claim the prize, or would you like me to pass it on, darling, or ask another question? Right, so let's scoot down. You're all coming out with some really good ones. Jules, she put egg down. I've only seen that in Australia, but I tell you what, it was naff tasty pizza. Welcome in, YOH. She's saying hello, crazy Angela and all. Can't stay. She's at work again. Bless. Thank you for popping in, darling. I hope you're still here for me to hear me shout you out. Have a good day at work, babes. You never know, I might still be here on your next toilet break. Right, what's going on? Welcome in, Susan. Nice to see you, darling. Right. Ah, you're going for the flower pot. How many more have you got left to collect, honey? Okay, we've got 2 Susans in now. Turbo confused. Righty ho. Right, Susan Sweet. Do you mind if I just call you Sweet, honey? It's easier to shorten your one, and it sounds so cute. Right, let me just jot down the winner. Dead pen. There it is. Right, now remember, when you claim your prize, Susan, you'll need to leave a comment in this video once it goes into replay, and then pop over and send me an email. I will then send you a verification code that I will need you to put into that that comment that you'd put on before you'd sent me the message, just to check that the email is actually yours, and then we can then I will fire you over the email once I know it's definitely you. I do this because I have had somebody cheekily say, oh, this is a different email, and I caught them out with it. I caught them out with it by saying, well, go and add this comment, and they couldn't. Right, so let's go back to reading your comments for a second. And Nat sneaked back in as she's watching from the waiting room because she's gone to get a couple of tests done. See, I remembered. Crikey, that's good for me, isn't it? And Julie doesn't like pizza at all. Okay, there's got to be one of us. I went through a phase of can't stand it, and then I changed the base from tomato to barbecue. Something I found out I liked when I was over in Australia, because they'd mucked up our order and we actually had a meat pizza with the egg on, but it was on a barbecue base. I think it's actually meant to be on a barbecue base. I'd have to ask one of Yossies, but I don't think they're awake at the moment. But yeah, I had this pizza and I absolutely adored it. So from that point on, I only have a barbecue base now. I don't have a tomato base. Hiya Jen, welcome in, darling. She's saying sorry she's a bit late. She had a nap which lasted longer than planned. Nothing unusual there. You beat me to it, Jen. That'll be me in a bit. Oh, Linda only has one more pattern to get. Crikey, yeah, I remembered you've got all three. Have you started making any of them yet, Linda? Or do you just feel a little overwhelmed with them all? Right, so everybody's saying hello to everybody again. Julie's saying it's the bread base that she doesn't like. When I'm at home and I'm making it, I don't actually use a bread base. I use a pastry base instead. Sort of prick the pastry. I'm trying to think, what type of pastry is it? Just bog standard pastry, I think. You buy it pre-made from Aldi. I'll give it to you like that. I can't give you the name because one, I can't remember it, and I think it's in a green box, but it's pre-made from Aldi. You just unroll it because it's in like a roll. You just unroll it, shove your base on, and stick it in the oven. I'm so lazy. I did try the make your own with the bread base, but I didn't like the bread base either. So I fully get where you're coming from there, Jolie. Oh dear. Wraps on nans make a good base too. I don't know where you would get those from, darling. I'm just saying it because that's where I normally go to get all my shopping, because it's cheap as chips, and it used to be cheap as chips and add a load of wool in when it was there, but I can't do it anymore. Right. Oh, you're on gluten-free, aren't you? So gluten-free pastry is plain nasty. Okay, how do we swap that out? Can you eat cheese, Jules? And do you eat meat? And will you be offended if I say Slimming World? Oh, Weight Watchers. Because one of those actually has a recipe for a bread-free pizza where you use chicken as the base, and I think it's cooked in a not crock pot, one of those pressure cooker type things where you shove it all in and then leave it to cook. So it's something you could possibly make in the morning and shove in the oven or whatnot, and come back to it in the evenings. And it's meant to make a really nice tasting pizza. One of my friends, well, my bestie actually, she had a bit of a craving for them at one point. They were on the menu at least once a week. And if you need to, I will get in contact with her and try and find out what the name of it is and the recipe it is, if you want the info, Jules. Oh, Whispers saying that they've made a base where she lives that's in the shops with a cauliflower base. I suppose in a way you could possibly use cauliflower or a different plant like that, because everyone seems to be grating cauliflower lately. Really strange. My lot wouldn't even attempt to try it, so it's pointless me even attempting to make anything like that. Youngest doesn't do grains and stuff. Ah, okay, Jules. I'll jot that down now. And yeah, I will have a look for that. Oh, well, not have a look. I'll ask Bestie how she does it, and then I'll send you the details over. I'm just gonna copy and paste, huh? So that'll be over Messenger. Hi Jane, and welcome in, darling. Whispers saying that the cauliflower base actually is really good. Do you like cauliflower, Jules? That might be worth a go. But then if you're not normally keen on pizza anyway, it's not really a big thing, is it? Right, shall we go for another question? Right. It's not diet food. It's just good for your food. That's how I see any of those recipes. But then saying that, I tried Weight Watchers once. I didn't get on with the rep very well. She didn't like me. Something to do with the fact that they were trying to flog biscuits that had more calories in than the biscuits that I'd found in the shop. So I was like, that's fine, we can buy those. They're 3 times the price and you can only eat one, whereas I can buy 3 boxes and I can eat 1 box in place of the calories for one of your cookies. She wasn't impressed. And then they had a lasagna recipe that you make from scratch, and when I looked at how they made it, I realised that I used a lot less of the high calorie items that they were expecting you to add. So my family actually at that point liked my lasagna better than the lasagna that I made up with their pattern. So not their pattern, sorry, their recipe. Yeah, so some recipes work, some don't. But that one that I was telling you about that my mate M makes is absolutely gorgeous. And Jules likes cauliflower cheese. Whisper, any idea how they make those bases, babe? Stick it in the... tell us how they do it if you know. Right, double mark coming up. Right, the question is things that rise. Keep it clean, girls. Keep it clean. I see trouble ahead. Oh dear. I'm going for well, I was going to go for number 5, but I'm not sure. Right, no, I'll stick to number 5. Just good luck with it. And fire away your answers, girls. And Julie is saying WW is a rip-off. It's the farming that keeps her weight off. Well, I'd expect, like, I'm not being horrible, Jules, but you're running around like a head... No, I can't say that phrase. You run around like a lunatic. There we go. It's a safer option, isn't it? I'll keep these ideas coming in, guys. Let's have a nose. I'm just going to have a quick nose. Right, we have got sun. That's on the card. That's number 6. Bread is number 1, gang. No, I'm going to count as number 1. Hovercraft. Very clever thinking. It's not on there though, Jules. A cake. Not there. Flag. Good thinking, but still not there. Bread, cake, aeroplane. Not on there. Pasty. You're making me hungry, gang. No, it's not there. Where are we? It just skipped. Okay. Cakes, helicopter. I don't know what that next one is, Jules, but it ain't on there. See, sponge cake, cookies, something explicit. Trust you, YOH. I know exactly what you mean, but that ain't on there. Something close to it is, but it's not the right number. The wind, tide, eggs, pastry, aeroplane. Things that rise, everything in court. Very clever, Sabrina. Not on there though. We can make up cards just with our answers, couldn't we? Hot air balloon. I'll class that as number 7, helium filled. Actually, no, hot air balloons aren't filled with helium, otherwise they'd explode, but close enough. And voice, drones, interest. Don't know what that one is, Jen, but it's not on there. Gas prices, petrol prices. Yeah, those two do, didn't they? Jules and YOH, but no, they're not on their cost of living. Flaky pastry. That's the stuff I was looking for that I use for my pastry base. There you go. Space rocket. No. How are we doing? Getting there, moon and the sun. Blood pressure is a number 9, and that was the one I was giggling at. I was like, do I count it? Don't I count it? When hold on, I've got to get back up there again. When YOH said naughty things. Population, chance, yeast. I think we've pretty much got most of them actually. And we do, in fact, have a winner because I was cheeky and evil and let you guys carry on guessing. Right, so now I've got to see where I'm sure I saw it. I really hope I saw it now. Yep, there we go. And the winner is, you ready? YOH Crochet with Tides. Hopefully that will focus in so you guys can see it. So congratulations YOH. Now honey, do you want their pattern or do you want me to roll it over to the next next card and we just do big fat shout outs for you? Just wait for you to get back to me on that one. So how are you finding these new cards, girls? Are you liking them or not liking them? Gone ever so quiet on chat. There we go, it's caught up. Whew. I had a horrible feeling then. And you're going to take the May the 4th. Cool. You've been chasing that one for a little while now, haven't you, YOH? Right, so hold on. Right, where are we? Where are we? Let's go do. Hi Petra, welcome in, darling. Oh, Julie, I know you said C, darling, but the answer was tides. I was hoping it was going to be you, but I decided to let it go for a little bit longer on the off chance that someone else was going to come in with the exact answer, because otherwise it would have been over in 2 seconds flat. Yeah, fingers crossed. Do me a favour though, YOH, when you email me, start a brand new email stream rather than bouncing in on the old one. I'm thinking that may be the issue because I'm not raking through all of my emails. I'm just looking at the ones that are coming in on that day, and I'm thinking it might not have actually be doing it properly. You two are teasing me, aren't you? You are picking on me tonight. Jules knows that she'll always get extra goodies anyway, because I'm evil to her. She's one of my pattern testers. Right, Jules is happy with. Jules is all right with us. YOH. You grab the pattern and send me the email, and Jules, I'll message you later, babe. Got this sorted. Right, and let's. What are we on? Oh, crikey, we're already on 1:11. Right, so let me mark this one off again. Oh dear. I know this one. I cannot pronounce it. This is going to be fun. Right, okay, so this next one is characters from Lord of the Rings. I am still going to go for number 5, although I physically cannot pronounce this one. I'll get there. I'll have worked it out by the time you guys have finished shoving in some answers. And so again, so for this one, it is characters from Lord of the Rings. Fire in as many as you can think of. Now, I can't tell you if it's based off the film or off of the book because I've only watched the films, but I'm sure I remember the name coming up in the films. Okay. Frodo is a number 2. Samwise is a number 6. Legolas. If this, he's not on there, Jules. Hold on, was it Legolas? Oh, it's not Legolas. Sorry, I'm reading that completely wrong. Legos. I'll try that again. Hold on, where are we? So Legolas isn't on there, Susan. And Gandalf is a number 10. Legos is on there, number 4. Strider, not there. No idea whatsoever. Sabrina, I only knew Bilbo and Gandalf off by heart. I know the characters. Once I read the names, I can start putting them into place of who they are. I will see you later, YOH. Have a lovely time at work. Right, Gandalf. Gollum. He's a number 7. Merry. Nope. Aragorn, or however it's said, is a number 3. Bye YOH, see you later, honey. And Gandalf is 10. Gollum is 7. Julie's saying no way she can remember. We're not doing too badly here. Oh, it's bounced again. Susan's saying she has never watched it. Did I? I believe we have a winner. I'm just going to run up and double check to see if anyone is above it. I don't think I saw the right. Sorry, that makes sense, but I'm going to have to go with how it is spelt on the card because I can't quite pronounce it. Where are we? Keep going down. There we go. Right, so the winner on my screen is Jen Reeves, and it's Gilmy, Gimli. And that is the first one with the same spelling in the chat box. So congratulations, Jen. Right, where are we? Don't worry, Linda. I know you missed the question, darling. There will be another one in a moment. And then once that one's up and done, I think it will be time for us to all head off on it, because my bladder's going to be calling me any minute. Hi Reggie, welcome in, darling. Yep, so Jen Reeves, if you can do the normal, once this video has gone into replay, stick a message on, and then fire me off a email. Use start from scratch, use a new one, just in case it decides to bounce on an old one, because I'll never find it. Julie's saying, well done to Jen, that was a hard one. Okay, Whisper. Whisper is saying it's Gimli. Did I get it this time? But really, really strange. So that is perfectly fine, Jen. She's saying thank you, and Whisper showing Reggie. Right, I'm not reading that out, Linda. I've read that completely, possibly how it's meant, but she's saying her washer was stuck on, I'll say, tilt, just in case that's what it was meant to be. I don't know. It looks a bit rude to me. Reggie is saying she can't stay, but she wanted to just say hello. So hiya, Reggie. Thank you for popping by, honey. And yes, it is Whisper's shawl, Reggie. She gave me up the pattern last week to test. So I've tested her shawl and also one of her cows as well, which hasn't been released yet, so I'm not showing that one yet. And at some point there is an item of yours that will be going on there as well, remember. I just need to know what date I think you've actually messaged me with the date it's to be released. So I'll go back through our messages and have a nose, because you know what my brain's like. It's dismal. Thank you, Reggie. I love the pattern. I spoke all about it at the beginning. So if you want to pop back a little bit later and have a nose and grab all the details, then it's up once this one goes off live. Oh, Liam, chill out. Yeah, so that is, I'll get it again because the pattern is actually up for sale now. So I might as well just run through it quickly again. Right, the pattern is the Falling Leaves Fall Shawl, which is by Whisper Crochet. Now for me, I used the papaya cakes and I used 2 of those, but I did colour coordinate them, or whatever it's called, where you cut it up and have more ends to sew in. and it took just shy of 2 cakes to get it to that length, which clearly easily covers my bottom. So it is a really nice long length, and I used a 5mm, yeah, 5mm hook with it. And the papaya cakes are the same as the mandala cakes, and it is the same colourway as well, which is Genie. Come on, chat. Sorry, I just cheekily snuck out, so now I've got to put my chat back to the way it was and make sure I've got it on all chat and not top chat, or live chat I should say. Right. Yeah, and that pattern you can now get from Whisper. She's re-put the pattern up, details up for you, which is for her Ravelry shop. So thank you for doing that again, darling. And as I said, I will nick it later and put it in the drop down box as well for anybody that's watching on replay. Jules, it was about 3 days rather than a week. That's the thing. If I can set myself to task where I don't actually put it down, and chop and change between projects, then I'm normally a reasonable speed. And now because I've got that the wool windy thingy that I stick my wool on, the wool's flying out of that as quick as I can crochet, so I'm not spending half an hour trying to untug everything and get the wool to come out nice and smoothly. It's coming off of that really smooth, so it made crocheting that a lot easier. But the thing is, I did sort of start after I'd had my morning coffee, and I was only getting up to go to the toilet or to let the dog out or take the dog for a walk. So I was probably putting in about 8 hours a day, which is why I managed to get that one done in about 3 days when it Whisper, from when I said right I'm starting it to I've finished. Might have been 4. But yeah, I do get sleeping when hubby's not snoring. Have a lovely evening, Reggie. Hopefully I will catch you on your Sunday live this week. If you're about in the morning, I'm going to be talking everybody's ear off again in the morning at about 10 o'clock UK time. So that would be 11 your side of the water. Right. Well, that's the thing. I've actually done that shawl for Whisper and also a pattern test for Whisper as well, and that was all last until yesterday, because I finished that one up yesterday. And then before that I was working on Reggie's item. It's just nice to have a break and not have to physically think about a pattern for me, although I know I've got one to rip out and restart this evening once we get off the live. Okay, so Jules is saying she's not surprised, Whisper. She crochets fast when she gets a chance to sit down, but she couldn't do it in a week, let alone 3 days. As I said, I sit there and I just do. And I try to avoid the housework. So that's why I said, what was it on my live? I was telling you about Friday where I'd, not on my live, sorry, on Sunday's Whips and Bits, where I told you that I'd done an intense cleaning in one day and everything had got gutted because I was trying to find the car keys. That's why I knew I had some time then for 2 days to sit down and just completely go, because of course, and crochet, because of course where my kids are a lot older, they're like 16 and 21, so it's not like we're tripping over little kids' toys, we're just tripping over shoes instead. I am sorry, Whisper. For some reason I've got it into my head that you're in Canada, and so times are different, and then I remembered you weren't. And I was like, oh my gosh, I really hope her phone is not by the side of her head pinging, here's another message. I'm really sorry about that. If we ever get to meet up, it's something you can give me a kick up the bum for. Yeah, that's the right one, Jen. It is the wool genie that's helping me out, spinning the yarn off at quite a nice speed actually. And I got my one from the Secret Yarn Stash. They're about 13 quid. And they do a little travel one as well, which is 6. So I'm tempted to get one of them to see how big it is. And knowing me, I'll probably end up with a few of them sat on my desk, like the little travel ones, especially because I think they might be a good idea for when I'm doing the blankets, because it means then that all I have to do is literally grab the ball and flick it onto a different one as to organise it as I'm going along. And Jules says that she actually bought her friend one of the wool genies as well. Jane, honey, you pick up speed as you go along, or you find a stitch that you really, really like. For me, if something is made with a double crochet, crikey, can I throw that out quick. If it's made with a single crochet or a half double crochet, no, it takes longer. For me, for some reason, those two stitches take longer than a double. Yeah, exactly, Jules. And not only that, what was it? Jules is saying, as long as you enjoy the process of being slow, it isn't a problem, which it isn't. I remember when I was a lot, sometimes I am a lot slower. It will depend on the project. Like with the poppies, I'm getting faster at those. It probably takes me more time now to sew in the ends and stick the brooch back on than it actually does to make the poppy front, which is quite bad. I wish I could just magic the backs on and the other bits in, but it just doesn't happen. So yeah, they're pretty fast. Anything with double crochet, as I said, is fast. But other ones, if it's a more intricate pattern where you're changing stitches, you're going from one stitch to another, then I slow down, and I have to slow down quite a lot because I've got to get my brain to remember the order the stitches are in within that sequence. Otherwise I end up ripping it back 3 or 4 times. Oh phew. Right, Whisper's saying it's no worries, her phone is next to her, but the sound of Messenger is turned off. Phew, that's lucky. I'm still owed to kick up the bum though, aren't I? Don't worry, I quite like them. Julie's saying she can't wait till she can retire, and then she will sit and knit and crochet and spin and sew all the day. Oh crikey. I don't know. I get to the point where I've had enough and I have to put it down and do something else. But normally that's when a project's finished. I'll get it done, finish it, and then go off and, I don't know, go food shopping because there's nothing else for me to do at the moment that's safe. And then I'll come home, walk the dog and stuff like that. Right, so yeah. And oh right, yes, you're talking about the whirly things. Yeah, I will be doing a review on it at some point on the larger one because I already have that one. Sorry, Jen, I should have read yours out. Jen is saying to get one and do a review on it. I'm guessing you're talking about the travel size one of the whirly gigs. I shouldn't call them that. I should really use the right name, but it's gone out of my head yet again. And hold on, if I just I'm thinking, is it worth me running next door? Shall I go and grab my one so you can have a look, or does everybody know what I'm talking about? A Whisper is saying, no worries, you're not the only one that forgets that she's Dutch and not American. For some reason, I wasn't thinking you were American. I thought you were Canadian or you were sort of Australia way, where in fact you're a lot closer. And she's just Whisper is just saying to Jen that she did an awesome pattern test as well. Right. Jules is saying she's only been crocheting for 3 years and she's still slow. Don't worry about it, Jules. You'll get there. At some point it will just click in and all of a sudden you'll have, I don't know, say you were doing a shawl, you'd sort of realise, hold on a minute, it's only taken me 20 minutes to do this row. Normally it'd take me 20 minutes to do half the row, and you'd just be like, whoa, I've speeded up. It's really strange because it happened with me. And so as Whisper says, it will come at some point. Right, okay, I will be back in a few moments then. You lot are telling me what I've got to do. I'm back. Right. Oh, Froggy went and knitting. Welcome in, darling. She's hopping in to say hello. Hiya. Whisper is much closer. I know. I did GCSE European Studies, which meant I learned German and French, although I ignored my French teacher. I got him to speak in German because he was actually German speaking French to a group of English children. Really confusing. But he ended up teaching me more German than what I would have learnt on the course normally. I've just forgotten it all, which is a shame, because I desperately wanted to learn German, because I had a best friend growing up that lived in Germany, and my plan was one day I was going to find her, because we'd lost contact when we were about 12. So one day I was going to find out, I was going to go over to Germany, and I wanted to be able to have a conversation with her in German rather than making her speak English to me. So that's how I know about where Holland is and all that. Because the rest of the world I have issues with. Oh, and which way to go on the M5 to get to this place or that place. I get confused between Birmingham and Bristol. One's one way and one's the other, and there's, was it, the postcodes are very similar. It's B something or other, and I did it once where I was aiming to go to Birmingham and ended up in Bristol because I'd put the second letter and third letter in the sat nav around the wrong way. That's a nightmare. Okay, let's scoot back down. Just about to show Yarny goodness. Whisper is a bit of a, it's more of a gadget for us crazy yarn peoples. Jules says granny squares and she whizzes through though. That's good. Hopefully you'll be able to take that from granny squares and move it up a step to something else, Jules. I couldn't get on with granny squares. I just didn't get it. My friend tried to teach me how to do a granny square first. I ended up coming home, picking up a hook and some cheap wool, and I started with aragurumi because it's one stitch, and then I moved up to other stitches from there. Right. To be honest, Jules, with this pattern, it's all in double crochets, baby. It's just where you stick the hook as to what makes it look different. So just breaking it up a little bit. Sorry about this, Whisper. Right, with the main parts are double crochet. This is the only section where it's a double crochet and a train and skip. That is the only row that's really different to the rest of these. So if you're confident on doing a double crochet, have a word with Whisper. Go and grab the pattern. It is really simple to follow. Oh, sorry, I am a bit far behind, aren't I? Okay, so Whisper is on the southeast of end of Holland, which is quite close to the German border. That's super cool. So that's how you manage to get to Reggies. Cindy H, welcome in, darling. Sorry I'm a little bit late in catching up with you, with your comment. Oh, yes, Jen. Right, are we there? Yes, I'm at the bottom now. Right. Jenny's saying the gadget is awesome. I haven't even shown it yet, but she knows what I'm about to show you. Jenny's saying, hi, Cindy. Oh, ouch. Jules. Jules is saying her first language is Gaelic. See, I know how to say that one. But she learned English, French and Spanish in school. You're multilingual. Crikey. I didn't master English. That's the dyslexia talking. Or as my teacher liked to remind me, the English dictionary was written by it was written by a bunch of people who couldn't write. What was it? It was by like the higher classes. They all teamed up and said, well, this is the word, this is how we think it's spelt, and they took the one where it was most widely used, that was how it was spelt. And some of them didn't work phonetically, which is why some of the English words are ridiculously spelt. Right. Let me go. Right, so where are we? Cindy's saying hi to Jen. Right, so with Whisper, she lives, what is it? An hour more southeast to Reggie, and Kath is an hour southwest. So it looks like we're coming round yours for a brew then, once we're all allowed to travel. A short trip up the Autobahn for me, crikey. Right, okay, so let me show you the gadgets. Give me a second and I'll get the details up. Oh, if I click the right button. Right, this is called the Yarn Genie. If I can. Oh, no, not that one. Get off. Oh, why is it showing there first? Where's my gadgets? That one. Page 2. There it is. Nope, I've completely lost it. Wrong section again. Right, okay, it is called the Wool Yarn Genie. Was it Wool Genie Yarn Holder? It's £12.50 through the affiliated link down below, which takes you to the Secret Yarn Stash. You can only use it, though, I'm sorry to say, if you're in England or all of Ireland, okay, because it just costs too much to send this and other items abroad at the moment, so you wouldn't get any real saving. You may, there is one of you has bought it stupidly from, sorry, one of you has bought it from the UK and paid an absolute fortune, and somebody else mentioned that they could get it elsewhere, and they put the link in last week. I'm hoping one of you can remember, because I can't. I really should write this down and have it all written on a whiteboard. Right, well, anyway, with this, what you're doing is you pop a cake on or a ball of yarn, and you're working from the outside of either the ball or the cake. Now, when I made the shawl, I used cakes, and because I was working from the outside of the ball, it worked up super duper quick. Okay, I didn't have to worry about the yarn cake collapsing in on itself or anything like that. Now, I have used balls of wool in this, and when it gets down to about 25 grams, the ball itself starts squidging down, so it can be a bit awkward with balls of yarn, which is why I've caked up my red poppy so it spins quicker and can keep up with me, and then I'm not getting caught on tangles from centre pulling, which is what I would normally do. Okay, so this is it. You just shove that through the middle, and as you can see, it's got a little indentation here, so it sits into the base quite nicely when it's not in use. When it is in use, all you do is lift it, and there's a little magnet here that it connects to, and as you can see, it's wibbly wobbly and spinny. So I have this sitting on the edge of my sofa on like the armrest section, so of course sometimes it will sit quite wonky, but the yarn balls the yarn stays straight because of the magnet. And then as you're working, you just start it off by pulling the yarn out, and sometimes it will overspin or spin quite fast as you're working, but all you do is stop it and slow it down, and then it will start spinning at a regulated speed for however quick you crochet. If you don't keep up, as you can see there, it sometimes rocks back the other way. sort of rock backwards and forwards until you're ready to start it up again. And it is the gentlest of tug will mean that the yarn comes off. So I absolutely and utterly adore it for that. Let me get back to my chat window and see what you girls have said. Yeah, so that is the large one. As I said, that is $12.50, and you can get extra spindles, which is the section that's dangling. You can get those extra spindles for $3.50, and the mini one is so cracky. Where's it gone? The miniature one, the travel version is £6. There we go. Now I've got to come back, restore my chat, and then come in and see what you guys have said. I've really got to work out a better way to do this, you know, girls. There we go. Oh, thank you ever so much for that link, Whisper, and for sharing my secret yarn stash. You are an absolute dream tonight. Where are we? Right, okay, so going back to the chat, Julie was saying Gaelic is crazy. It's not phonetic at all. I must admit though, it sounds so, to me, Gaelic sounds so musical. I actually prefer Gaelic over Welsh, just because of the way it sounds to me. That's not me picking on one country over another. I lived in Wales for, what, 2 years? Loved it. Loved the people. Luckily, I was in an area that spoke more English than Welsh. Otherwise, I wouldn't have understood a thing. Crikey, Julie is saying that she only knows medical Latin. She's afraid to whisper. I think I've read that correctly. Easy to put together. Yes, when the Wool Genie does turn up, it is in, I'm just trying to think, you have this section and the bottom section that you need to fit in. You've got a central piece here that flips in and out, and then this bit is, this pole is in 2 pieces that you just click in. So other than that, once it's set up, you're laughing. But you can also take it apart if you do decide to take it on your travels. Where are we? Julie is saying that the yarn holder, that yarn holder is on her wish list. You've ordered for the Secret Yarn Stash, haven't you, darling? So you're now a full-blown member like me and can collect points as well, can't you? To put towards future purchases. Whisper has a similar idea, but it spins on a pin. Ooh. Sorry, Linda, I didn't mean to upset you or insult you there, babe. Linda was the one that got so excited when I first showed that she ordered it from the UK and ended up paying an absolute fortune for it. Jen's saying that they can't get it here in the USA. But as you now know, Whisper has also put a link into the chat that has got one that's the same idea, but it's in the US and it's on Amazon in the US. So where are we? So Jen, maybe you could grab it from there. I need to stop clicking things. I've just got rid of my chat yet again. Right, love chat. There we go. Froggy went to knitting. That is amazing. Yes, I thoroughly enjoy working with it as well. Froggy, it speeds up the amount of crocheting because you're not having to fight with the yarn to get it out the middle or deal with any tangles or anything. What I would suggest though is that if you you do decide to purchase one of these, it's a good idea to also get yourself a cheapo wool winder. Now, I picked mine up off of Joom for, I think it was meant to be something like £13 or £14. I got it on one of their discount days with an extra voucher, so I think mine came in at £9. And I've had it over a year now, and it is getting a lot of use and it hasn't broken yet. The only problem is going via Joom. It's like Wish, you have to wait a while for it to turn up, which is a bit of a problem. Okay, so Whisper's saying, for anybody outside of the UK, if you search yarn holder on Amazon, like your country's Amazon, there you'll see a lot of different types of those style of yarn holders. Yeah, I remember, Jen, that when you told me, I was like, you are joking. Because it would have definitely cost less for you to order it and for me to post it over. But you jumped in before I could offer. Right, Julie, I will see you soon, honey, if you're still here. You've said you've got to go. Animals to put away. Thanks for the chat, everyone. Everybody says that Gaelic is very musical and people go mad for our singing too. I must admit, yeah. Saying that though, I absolutely love the Irish accent and proper Irish. No, none of this fake actor Irish stuff. No, proper Irish accent makes me melt. Dangerous, very dangerous. Okay, so Linda's one, she managed to get an extra 2 spindles in with it. So that wouldn't be a bad deal if it was somebody in the UK. I don't know. It's just with postage the way things are at the moment. It just spoils the possibility of finding a deal in another country and getting it sent over. Okay, so everyone's saying bye-bye and take care to Jill. And Jen has said that she will check it out and thank you. I'm not sure if that was to do with the... I've forgotten it already. With this thing. Or whether it was the wool winder for Joan. But hey ho, it doesn't matter, does it? Right, so what have we done today? 3. Right, come on then, gang. I did promise you a 4th, didn't I, for today? Right, so according to this, I've got 13 of you left watching me. Right, so this question now, after I've marked the chat, how to completely confuse you. I'm going to mark. There we go. Right, so we are now looking for John Travolta movies. Talking of actors, I think that worked quite well. Yeah, so we are looking for John Travolta movies. I'm going number 5, but I've not heard of it. Hi Sarah, welcome in, darling. She's saying it's the first time on my live. She's just seen my shawl in Instagram. Which one was it, darling? I'm trying to think what I've posted, shawls I've posted on Instagram, because they're all of my shawls at the moment are other people's patterns, like other creators' patterns, including the one that's to the side of me here, which I haven't posted yet, but I now know I can. Okay, and as you've just come in, I'm giving away a corner to corner pattern. Now these are winner only patterns. You'll have, the winner will get a choice of one of 4 patterns that I have up for offer at the moment. Okay, and all you've got to do is answer a question and fire off as many answers to it as you can possibly think of. And we are looking for John Travolta movies. Now the card that I'm holding is about 10 years old. Okay, so if he's done anything in the last 10 years, don't bother writing it down because it won't be on the card. But welcome in anyway, darling. Right. Oh, the one behind me, you think it was Whispers. It is a Whispers pattern. I haven't posted it yet, I don't think. I'll have to double check that. I might have done it in the middle of the night when I meant to send it to her instead of I've done that. But hey, as long as you've found the channel, I hope you like the other items that are on here, and have a nose a bit later on. Right, so let's get back to the question. John Travolta movies, anything from 10 years or older. And I will start having a nose. Grease is a number 1. Pulp Fiction is number 7. Face Off, I remember that. That was a good film. That's not on there. Saturday Night Fever is a number 10. Hairspray, good thinking. It's not actually on there, but I know who was in the film. Face Off, that isn't on there either. Staying Alive, that isn't on there. Oh, it's just skipped. There we go. Got her. Nope. Look Who's Talking is a number 9. I'll forget the number that you wrote at the end, Linda. Phenomenon, or however it's said, is a number 3. Wild Hogs, not on there. Michael, not on there. The Prison, not on there. What was it? Urban Cowboy, nope. Or Punisher, or Shorty. Oh, Shorty is number 8 actually. Oh, Whisper, you are sneaky. You beat me to it. That's perfectly fine, Sarah. I sent it to her in the middle of the night, so it's her way of getting me back. Oh dear. Oh, you are sneaky, Whisper. Right, instead of giving you the numbers, I'm just going to start scooting down to see if any of you have picked it up yet and have got the correct answer. Any more ideas coming out? So come on then, how many of you have typed it into Google, top 10 films by? I would have. Oh dear. Right. Guess what, gang? We've gone and got a winner. Right, I'm going to start right back up at the top. I've written the winner's name down as I've seen it at the moment. Okay, so it is the one that is on my chat, and don't panic, I've got it set up on live chat for this because I keep mucking about with it, don't I? So it's on live chat. So it's the first person that comes out with the answer. Now, of course, I'm being rather evil to you because Jen did put a few answers down. Oh, you guys threw out a load. Right, yep, it is definitely Jen Reeves. You've gone and done it again, darling, and the answer is Battlefield. So hopefully that comes up. Okay, so it's Battlefield Earth. Sorry, I should have said the whole thing there. Okay, so congratulations, Jen. You are the final winner for this evening. So, what are the 2 patterns you're planning to nab, or are you gonna say to me, stick another question out and stay on longer, girl? Whisper is saying that she saw all the ones that she knew being posted already. I could only think of about, well, off of that list, what was it? Grease, I remembered him being in, and I could of course remember it. Don't remember Battlefield Earth at all. Pulp Fiction, Get Shorty, Look Who's Talking, and Saturday Night Fever. They were the ones that well, I would have forgotten to write get shorty because of course I can't spell shorty. So it would have just been the other 4 that I might have shoved in. But other than that, I just didn't know. So yeah, congratulations, Jen. That's Jenna, by the way. Right, Jenna, we've got May the 4th, Tree in a Flower Pot, Stitch in Time, or this month's a new one, which is Webtastic. So remember, when this video goes into replay, pop a message in the comments section and then fire me off a new email. Okay, that way hopefully it will come straight to the top of my emails and I will see it a lot easier that way. Then I will send you a code for you to stick into your comment on the channel, and that verifies that you're in fact, the email is in fact you and not some cheeky toe rag trying to nick your prize. Okay, and then I'll be able to send over the patterns for you. Okay, so how we going? Jules is saying congratulations. Well done. Primary colours. Thanks everybody. Phenomenon. Oh, I still can't say it. Was good, says Jules. It made her cry. I don't remember it. I'll probably, as soon as I sat down and started watching it, I'll remember it all, but I can't remember it offhand. Cool, Jules says she'll email me. I will be dealing with emails in the morning. So about 12 hours from now, I will have had my second cup of coffee and be able to start dealing with emails. So you haven't got to rush to get it in. And I understand that some of you may be in other countries and not quite awake or out of bed at that point in time. So don't worry, once you find off that first email, then we'll just throw it. We'll just keep going between us, and however long it takes basically. Yes, darling, a Stitch in Time is the one that you have already got. I have only got one pattern using one pattern available using that character. So that is a girly one. Of course, you will hopefully have seen a tree in a flower pot, because I have shown that, because it has been made up by one of my crazies. That's been shown on a Whips and Bits about a month ago now. I haven't had anyone finish up the May the 4th yet, so I can't show you that one, and only one Webtastic has gone out so far. And that was only last week, so I've got to give the lass a chance. She hasn't even got the colours in yet, or at least she hadn't when I handed her the pattern. Hopefully she will have now. And she'll get to it, and then I'll get to see it in all its glory, because I haven't actually made it myself. Whereabouts am I in the UK? Sarah, I live in Gloucestershire, but I'm originally from Essex. My husband was in the military, and this is the last place we ended up before he left the army. And of course, kids have settled in school, so I had no choice. We had to stay. I've been here 10 years so far. Or just 10 years. Longest we've stayed in one place as a married couple. Are you UK based as well then, Sarah? Oh, my chat's gone all quiet. It's really strange. Right, we are coming up to the 2-hour point. So I think it's pretty much going to be time for me to head off now. I'm getting croaky. I need another drink. And I need a toilet stop. So I am going to head off in a few moments. Yeah, we got no more chat. Okay, so Sarah's in the south coast in East Sussex. Yep, I had to sit there and visualise the map then. And your dad was in the RAF. Ah, use a little pad brat. I shouldn't say it like that, should I? But I've got 2 of them myself. Oh, I hope you pop back and visit us on another live. I am actually on tomorrow morning, about 10 a.m. if you fancy a popping in again. So where are we? Crafty is saying, so I've lived all over and then all over when little, but that was a long time ago. Oh, Angela, welcome in, darling. Sorry, I shouldn't say it like that. I should say your whole name, shouldn't I? Right. Basically, everybody, when I'm on another creator's live, I do ask the other creators to call me Poppy, because I am such a ditz that whenever I've started getting used to having my actual maiden name, not my maiden name, my given name used as in Angela, but really I've been mum for 21 years, so I'm not really used to hearing it. It's either mum or oi wifey. So it got really confusing when I was on other people's lives, and instead of them calling me Poppy, they would call me Angela, because of course they watch the channel. And I'm like, this is really confusing. Well, of course, today I came across another Angela on chat. So I'm like, yes, finally. So, where was it? It was Reggie's, wasn't it? So, we were on Reggie's live and I said, hello, other Angela. Please call me Poppy. So, hopefully, you guys will all follow suit. If you see another Angela in the chat, revert to calling me Poppy or just call me Poppy normally. Makes it a little bit easier for me because I'm so ditzy. I have said this before. When I was going through infants and juniors, there was another Angela in my class. Now my maiden name was sort of middle of the alphabet, and her name started with a D, so it was right at the beginning. Yet I still used to answer for her at registration, and the teacher pretty much every day had to say at least once a day, the other Angela. And so it is sort of stuck. Right, so anyway, on that giggly note, I am going to head off now. I will see you all really soon. So if you can, stay in and please stay safe. Goodbye for now, everybody. Oh, and thank you for joining me. Ta-ra.